demonic angel, getting back into some tarot. I think I'm probably about 70% of the way through the Rider-Waite deck. And then I'm probably going to do some runes and, feature other decks. And also, I'll just keep coming back to the tarot, doing spreads, traditional ones, but also some that I just use and have kind of made up. So there's always going to be a fun point of coming back to tarot because I really love tarot. Today is Page of Pentacles, and this is our guy here, and in the background, it's we've got the mountain, symbolizing how he is. He's still at the beginning. He's got a lot of journey left to go. So this is just the beginning. We also have lots of big, beautiful trees, and just it's very lush. And it almost looks like maybe right here, almost like a patch of crops. So this is just fertile, beautiful land that the page stands on. And this is, kind of this element of that, the gods, luck, and that kind of idea are with you at this time, because, things are growing, things are alive, so that nature, the odds are with you. Almost like when we look at the cards, such as Wheel of Fortune and Temperance, or the aspects of balance, or that it's your turn to have good luck. Because in like all the other cards, right? It's very rare to see such imagery just concerning the landscape alone. But so that's what comes to mind for me. He's dressed, in his little court kind of outfit, but he's still very much a working class, kind of a relatable person. And he holds his pentacle, and he's just gazing at it, in complete wonder, mesmerized kind of by this. And the skies are clear, so once again, all that kind of is painting this picture that this is this great time for you to pursue, or I should say the beginning of starting to pursue connections to changes in the earth. So of course the suit of Pentacles is all about the earth element, and since just with all the other pages, since there's not a whole bunch to show here, but he's standing still just like any other page, because this is obviously the idea phase of something, obviously. So in connection with the page here of Pentacles, I've seen many different scenarios with readings where let's say after a breakup with a person, after the kind of let's say the Three of Swords, and the grief and that kind of stuff, and then a person is just kind of picking up their own identity and life in a sense again. So they're thinking about their routines, they're budgeting their finances, because now they're it was different because they're by themselves. So that's how after any of these kinds of critical life changes, a family member passes away, that's really death and the Tower kind of they strike. They're going to happen to us, and we kind of I think it's very healthy after the grief stage and stuff to look at those mundane things that we do and kind of adjust them based on what's not working anymore for you. What have you outgrown, and what should you grow into? So this isn't like, the Page of Pentacles is not the actions implementing these budgets and routines into action, but it's the deep thinking about it, kind of a phase, like a person saying, hey, I just moved away, to a different place for this job, and now that I'm all settled in, I used to like to go to the gym, but it just didn't light my fire, right? I think I'm gonna try indoor rock climbing. So those brainstorming these ideas, brainstorm would be a good word for this card here. Brainstorming these ideas to see what you want to build to make your basic, because eventually our routines, they become so subconscious, and we don't usually give too much thought to them. But of course, sometimes we come back and we look at that, and so you're just rebuilding yourself essentially, and it's very important. Another thing about this is also that I've seen is when people who are also, they're like kind of questioning themselves, like, what do I believe? Just kind of, after that heavy period of healing, sometimes people just get this kind of hunger for learning. And so, like, let's say a person wants to go on a diet or something, right? There's that phase of studying, different diets, but then they get sidetracked by biology and science, and just really reading about, the human body, and that kind of, then they can kind of come to their own conclusions and come back at looking at, let's say, making a dietary plan with, better able to make a decision because of spending that time just kind of studying, doing the side studying of that. Or, and I really love to see those kinds of things. Maybe somebody just thinking like, well, I don't really know what to believe about. I just feel tired all the time. And then they kind of think, maybe I'm just sitting around watching too much TV. And maybe just that kind of stagnation, is making me even more tired. So it's these really great insights that is a lot, generally connected a lot more to the Suit of Wands, but here it's these changes connected to your regular routines, your and that is kind of the Suit of Pentacles is all about who you kind of are as a day-to-day normal person and stuff, and these kinds of habits and things that you incorporate. So it's very important to kind of question these things. So the page is just that stage, the stage of kind of hunger, either sitting and thinking, gaining insights through dreams, just getting lost in studying a new subject, spirituality, biology, whatever, right? And having that kind of excitement and igniting a passion for change, and that change will get implemented later on in the suit. So reversed Page of Pentacles is, to me, is kind of the situation where we could see, a person who they're having a hard time with their own self, and instead of kind of questioning, and obviously that takes that level of having to realize that some of why you feel tired, bored, sad is because of your own like choices, routines and stuff. People will get more and more just they cling to that even more because they're afraid. They're too afraid of change. So that's kind of a Page of Wands thing, is like, hey, I don't even want to think about ideas of like if I changing my routine or any of those other things like that. Just going to keep clinging on to whatever helps you escape. And so that's an aspect of reversed. Another one, of course, is that if you get into, let's say you get into an idea and you're like, I'm gonna just start losing weight and attract a lover, right? A lot of times things like that don't really have a good kind of outcome, because the attraction isn't going to be very pure, because it's with a motive of, it's an impure motive essentially, which is that you're not doing this for your own self, and that's what makes it impure. I mean, we all want lovers, we all want attention, but this is done not with that very important pure part of caring about yourself. So you're throwing out your ideas about how you're gonna lose weight, look great, but it's not for yourself. So that kind of along with that comes things like arrogance and very surface level types of feelings and encounters and such that aren't going to be fulfilling, and they're gonna obviously lead a person back to the Page of Pentacles after, because they're gonna have to rethink things essentially. But with this Page of Pentacles, it's just upright. This is the pursuit of ideas, the change of ideas, just with your own benefits in mind, and truly adjusting your routines and lifestyles for a better you. If you have that kind of, I want money, I want this, I want that as the end goal in mind, then that usually won't happen, because I think that at the beginning stages of ideas, then there really needs to be this really pure purpose that I like to see. And then, implementing these actions and deeper look, at things like that. And you can involve other people in your wants later on, but that self should come first at that beginning. Kind of like that fool, the childlike adventurer, just really hungry for knowledge, change, and you taking all this in, and this is a very open time for you, and I love to see this card, because this is like my favorite landscape in the whole tarot out of any card. I mean, there's a lot of neat ones, obviously, with what is it, the Five of Pentacles, where it's snowing, or I love the castles in the background. And also we get a lot of traveling in the desert, but this is just really, really detailed and neat, and I just love it. I absolutely love this. So that's the Page of Pentacles. Go ahead and drop your thoughts, comments, and I'll see you guys later.